to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
I can't remember what it's the Last Man concept. Did you ever see World War Z with Brad Pitt?
Yes, but it's been a while. That's an older.
You
movie.
remember the when he went to, I think it was Israel, and they had.
Nope.
I can't remember what it was, like Last Man or the 11th Man or the 7th Man or something, and it was.
That's a basketball thing.
That's 6 Man.
True.
Fucker. Smart ass. It was if everyone in the room is in agreement on something, it was his job to be to oppose it and to make contingencies that everyone else was wrong. And
no matter what the position was.
No matter what the position, it was his job to go the other way and make contingencies.
Yeah.
And I think that was why Israel was already walled off and whatnot, protected. Because he was like. I don't
remember that, but I know I've seen it. Yeah. It was a long time ago.
It's annoying, but it's a good concept.
I like playing that devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, even if I don't. Here's the thing. Even if I don't believe my position, even if that position in my mind is bullshit, I'll still play the devil's advocate, even if it's not what I believe is the right thing. It's not your
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still play that role sometimes. Like with Chandler. He'll be like John about something, and I'll be like, well, I mean, I agree with him. You know, that's fucked up. You're right. But then I'll be like, yeah, but what about, and I'll throw whatever the opposing thing out is just to have that as part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because I believe it, but because it should be there.
Right. I think, you see this and, hey.
Getting deep.
Yeah. Welcome to Sad Dads Club podcast, episode 244.
Yeah.
I'm the Lord Foo.
And I'm Jim.
Okay.
I'm getting less grumpy too, thanks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Shit. What are we talking? Oh,
yeah.
We see this in news all the time, right? It's the echo chamber. Like, I get my news or I get my entertainment on, and there's almost this tunnel vision effect, and I think that has become, certainly in politics of late, it's very to formulate your opinions off of like a tunnel vision or myopic intake of external source is I feel like it's only harmful. So to have constructive conversations, even if you're I'm going this way either way, but I'd be curious as to what happened. Let's talk about the other options that are out there, whether or not we would make any corrective observations in doing so.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I have come across on Twitter an actual guy who is part of the opposition politically who actually replies with thought out messages to the contrary.
Right.
Even though I think what he's saying is still bullshit.
Right.
They're thoughtful and respectful, and they're not full of name calling, hate mongering.
Yeah.
All that, all the just one-liner dumb bullshit. They are written out like thoughtful. Here's the other side of that. And I don't necessarily agree with the things that he says, but that is a refreshing thing I came across, and I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of that because I think that's important. I think when you get past the petty, small-minded, just spew hate kind of conversations, if you can get past that, that's when you can get down to actually having conversations with people. You know what I mean? But if you're just going to be spewing out name calls and fuck yous and this and that, I'm out. Like it just immediately. Like I'm not doing that to you. Why are you doing that to,
Yeah.
whatever. That guy didn't, the guy that wrote the post didn't say anything to you about this in a negative way. He wrote a thing. And why are you being that way?
I saw an interesting, it was Jordan Klepper.
Yes.
The Daily Show
he's
guy.
Good.
When he was doing like his guest stint in hosting the show, they had posted one of his like between the cut, when he's just jawing at the audience thing, and someone had asked him I can't remember the full question, but his response, I think it had something to do with, what have you seen change as far as, or what was the most shocking thing that you've seen change since your time as participating in the Daily Show and like doing his political observation, his political shtick,
right,
kind of thing. And he basically to boil it down, he had said that when he had first started comedy and first started working on the Daily Show, it was that you could have a politically charged conversation with differing perspectives, and it was a conversation. You would maybe not necessarily agree with the person that was having an opposing view to you, but you could have a heated or even passionate conversation and then walk away. Mm-hmm. And he said what has changed is that people are now treating their views as their identity, and that to have a conversation with someone with an opposing perspective means that you're challenging their or your identity, and that causes people to like plant flags and be offended, and that's when you get the slings and the barbs and the hate speech, because it's not me talking to you about what you think about reparations or LGBTQ plus rights or human rights or women's rights or abortion. It's you challenging my view on my stance on those things, and those are my beliefs.
Everything I'm about.
Everything that's my moral fiber.
So suddenly you are now an enemy.
So you're saying I as a person am wrong? And he's like, and that's part of like the thing. Some of your political spokespeople of your political affiliation are using that as a weapon to get you to align yourself.
Right.
Whereas in years past, decades past, political affiliations in the past, you could have these constructive conversations and walk away with handshakes or I'll see you at dinner.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like, yeah, okay, fucker.
Yeah.
And let's go get hammered and,
yeah.
I'll see you at the softball game kind of thing. I think in my own personal thing, I think that's it. Like, and that leads back to the echo chamber and the tunnel vision thing. It's like, and talked with your son. Like your son, he gets passionate about things.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us, specifically in that microcosm of the thing, I know I've seen you do it, and I know I do it because it's like, well, and Mike certainly does it. Mike has a different tact.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's more like blunt with it.
Right.
Which is interesting when I think about like the grades of
right.
Like you're probably like a little bit more soft touch, and I'm somewhere in the middle, and Mike is like shotgun.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But I do that here in the house. Like it's like I'm definitely got a direction.
Sure.
I'm the dad, and I'm trying to do this thing, but I understand that there aren't 4 me's in the house. There's 1 me and 3 others, and they all have their own
ideas and opinions.
Right? So I'm not here to squash, but tell me what you think, And maybe, and between what you think and what I think, we can come up with some of those outliers, and let's converse about those. Let's just talk about it, kind of stuff.
And sometimes even like Chandler, like he'll surprise me because there's times where I'm like, he's going another direction, and then we'll have some conversation about something, but then he's on board with that. And I don't know if he's just on board with it just to get past the conversation, or if he is really on board with that.
Right.
And so sometimes it surprises me when we're having a conversation, which I don't think that
you wouldn't think his alignment is there.
Yeah.
And he's like all the way on the other track, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, okay.
Good job.
That was a friendly surprise.
Good. I was going to have to pants you in public for being that stupid.
He definitely has his own ideas about things, and that's fine. Everyone should have their own ideas about whatever it is.
Right.
But, even with that, sometimes I'll play the devil's advocate for the wrong side, or the side that I don't care about.
Yeah.
And just to see.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean...
too. Melly adds a completely different side of color to a lot of, like, just on, like, some of the small stuff that we've done, like finances and things like that, and, like, money, and her, like, she has her own style of color that I'm sure adds all kinds of extra stuff of, like, a fucking family conversation talking about...
Oh, yeah. We've had some heated things
Some of the ballots and whatever measures that we've got, I'm sure they're good stuff.
There's been some...
Heated? Passionate?
Yes. Yeah.
Prison?
Yeah. Between Melanie and Chandler,
really?
They'll kind of butt heads, and me and Shan are like, wow.
We're going out to get chicken.
Oh, damn, we got to leave.
Max, you want to go for a walk?
Someone's got to go before they get shot.
Some motherfucker's going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. But I think more often than not, like I said, if you can have a constructive conversation with somebody that has an opposing view, you're going to get more out of that, and they will too. I feel like if they're willing to participate, than you would if you were just slinging insults at each other, because that doesn't go anywhere. As soon as insults are thrown, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you had to say is now null and void, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I just think that's interesting.
I like to do it, too. Because I like to see, look, I mean, I know Venus pretty well at this point, you would think.
Wait, what?
But, the kids, like, I'll just, like, open end. Some conversations are just open started just to see, like,
where does this gonna go?
How am I doing? God, what was this was a ways back. I think we were talking about it was one of those fast food conversations. I can't remember, like, fast food labor union things.
Yeah.
And we had some conversation, and I wish I could remember what it was, but I went to each kid blind and went, so you've got this scenario. What's your perspective? Well, and I can't remember what it was, but I did do that also with, and we talked about this like a couple of shows back. It was the, oh my God. How late will you check into a restaurant or a food service place?
Yeah.
Xander obviously is not part of that discussion because he
doesn't have the option yet.
He's not going. But I had that I had that thing with Piper, and then I had that thing with Venus just to be like, well, fucking when I'm not with you, what do you
Yeah.
I'm not gonna load it. How am I doing as a dad? Am I passing on the good moral compass?
I feel like I'm an asshole. That's how this played out. Like, hey man, I'm just the dick that'll show up at the last minute. No, I mean I come from the restaurant industry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I'm not going into a sit down restaurant 5 minutes before they close. No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to hit that anymore.
I don't want to beat that horse. Man, I overdo the carts.
I got a question.
Go.
When you go to a not fast food, but like fast service type restaurant.
Yes.
And the tip that you pay with your card and the tip thing, and you're ordering at the counter and you're being called a number.
Yes.
And you have to walk up and get your food off the counter.
Yes.
And sit down. And no one is really doing anything besides making the food that you have purchased from the company that makes this food.
Right.
Tipping. Because the tipping is everyone is asking for tips now.
Yes.
I mean, you could go, I'm sure there are places like, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but 7-Eleven APMs, they could add that onto their shit, right?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Okay. So my question is do you tip at a place like that? Or do you reserve tip for a place where you actually get a little service from the employees? You know what I mean? It's a tough one, but it's everywhere. It's prevalent now. It's everywhere. All these EBT or not EBT.
Oh,
all
shit.
These, shit.
Wow.
No, all these like Easy Pay, Apple Watch, fucking whatever you call them, point of sale.
Yes.
Things have the tip option on them, even if it's not a service related thing.
I don't have a single. Okay. So it's complicated for me.
It's complicated for everybody.
Sure. If I go into, generally, I'm always going to tip. And now for me, okay, go.
Is this because you're right in front of the employee?
No.
Is this because you feel bad?
No, it's because I've been in that position where tips were like because I've like worked low rung, like I understand how tips are a fundamental, which is unfortunate. And I understand it. I'm self-aware that tips shouldn't be part of your salary. They should be like an addendum. So I get that the system as a whole is busted. But because I've worked and understand and come from a place where that really wasn't part of it, the tips were like, I need the tips. Because this is part of my gas money in order to get from A to B's.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, when I worked for restaurants and I earned tips, it's because the restaurants were waiter served.
Yes,
they provided a service for the customer.
Yes,
the waiters made tips because they were waiters, and then they tipped out to like the cooks and the dishwashers. At the end of the day, so. You would earn, I was a busser, right? And so you get tipped by the people in the wait staff that were in the stations that you serviced. You got tipped by them at the end of the day,
right?
Because they are making tips. They are actually providing service to a customer.
Yes.
But if you go to Chipotle,
no.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying sit down restaurant that has a wait person. I'm saying like a quick fast food sort of style place like Chipotle, where you walk up to the counter and you say, put this on here, and they make it, and then you buy it. And then you carry it to the table and you sit down and eat or take it or to go or whatever. And the fucking thing, they will always ask for a tip. Do you tip in those scenarios?
Generally, yes.
Do you do it because you feel bad in the moment? Like you feel guilty by saying no or zero?
No.
Really?
No.
What have they provided to you that is tip worthy though?
Generally, slim to nothing.
Because I mean, this is my point, right?
Yeah.
They're not doing anything extra for you. They're making the food that you are buying.
Right. And
they have not provided you with any sort of extra service or a thing. They're just making the thing for you.
Yes.
There's no there's no tip-worthy situation in that moment, in my opinion.
I would agree 100% with that.
Okay.
There is something for me like hard, and I'm trying to think of like, to what instances do I have less fucks? And I think about, boy, if I were to filter it out on like when do I have less fucks? It's if I can acknowledge that there's probably someone that has to wash dishes.
Well, sure, it's a restaurant,
right?
Yeah,
right. So if I can surmise that there is someone back there prepping something or getting to me, and that at the end of the night there's going to be someone there's a dishwasher involved, and that because it's the shit job,
yeah,
and I've done the shit job,
yeah.
That's generally my delimiter. Which
is every restaurant then.
Generally, yeah. Right. But then I move to the next slide, and that is, did someone at least cordially greet me, or
what do you want?
Are there 3 of you getting the froyo?
Fuck, 3? Come on.
Do you want spoons? Is it for here or to go?
Well, that's like, another one, right?
I'll be like, fine, fucking
froyo. You walk out in there, you
right.
grab your own empty cup,
right? And then there's 2.
You fill the shit up. You put on your toppings. You put it on the fucking scale.
Yes.
And then you just pay. They haven't done anything for you besides provide the products that you're purchasing.
Right. Then my next slider is, does that look like a young person, that's like their first job kind of thing, and they could. This would be cool. It's going to make their day or something, like to get like a tip when it's low-hanging fruit kind of thing. Is the place clean? If it's an adult working you're getting like,
that's the thing, right? Because if you're just doing a tip at the point of sale system,
yes.
You're like, 3 or 5 or whatever it is, tip.
Right.
That goes into I assume it gets divided out amongst everybody.
I'm blindly presuming.
I would rather, in my opinion, if I had an exemplary serviced someone who gave me
hand them cash.
Yes.
Yes.
To that guy, right?
Yes.
Oh, dude. Hey, thanks. You were awesome.
I used to do that when tap to pay and card and pin stuff was like.
Yeah.
And if I see a tip jar. Yeah. I will prefer
all your money.
Yeah, fucking give it all. And
here's my checking account.
Here's
number.
The thing. And here's part of like the,
But we don't carry cash really anymore.
Right. I personally.
Yeah.
I have done well. I do well.
Yeah.
So. In being way down at the bottom,
I totally.
Yep. It's like it's almost like a pay it forward thing.
Yeah.
Is it going to be able to help? Is my 15, 20, or 30% tip going and getting froyo to the 17-year-old going to bridge the gap on a car payment? Absolutely not. But it makes me you have to at least.
It makes you feel better.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And the person has to at least. It's
say
not
hello.
Yeah. It's not a rubber
breathing.
It's not a rubber stamp, right? There are options. There's 0, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Right.
Make your own kind of thing.
Yeah.
No one gets the high or a custom just because.
Right.
But. Like there are all kinds of like mental check boxes as I walk in. Like you're gonna get all my money right at the start, kind of thing. Like,
are all the tables clean?
Right. Are you?
Is the floor fucked up?
Right. If it's an adult, that's
that's a tough one for me because
we just went to.
I don't go to the Safeway, which is they're stocking everything, and they've got a deli and the meat counter, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the bakery, and they don't ask for any tips, right?
Right.
But yet they provide some service if you go to the deli and get fucking chicken wings or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you go to the back and pull up some fresh baked baguette, whatever, or go to the florist area and get some beautifully prepared flowers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not asking, their point of sale system does not ask for a tip.
Right.
But yet in my opinion, they are providing quite a bit more to me in general than me going up and just saying, can I get a number 2?
Yes.
And then they just call your fucking number and you go and get it, and maybe it's wrong or some shit.
Right.
Because you're pre-tipping for something you don't even know if you're going to get correct.
And there's generally too, okay. Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, Carl's Jr. I don't tip there, but if I go to Habit or Smash Burger or the new Doghouse.
Oh yeah.
Tip there.
Oh yeah.
The fundamental transaction Doghouse is a little bit different.
Well, when we go to Doghouse, we sit at the bar. And so you do get service from the bartenders. You order your food.
Do you have an alcohol problem?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
You get drinks and food from them. It's delivered right to the bar.
Okay, yeah.
But so yeah, that's like waiter tip stuff right there.
Sure. But like Chipotle and Habit are probably like, I would put those in a different category as McDonald's and Burger King.
Yeah.
I don't tip at McDonald's.
But it's the same process.
It is.
It's exactly the same process. You're ordering at the counter, and then they call your fucking number, and you walk up to the counter. They're not even bringing it to your table. You walk up to the counter and get your food. What are they doing extra besides just providing you the food that you have ordered? That's what I'm getting, and I totally understand what you're saying.
Generally not.
Because I would say that I tip more than I would like to. Mostly because I sort of like, I feel obligated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll like throw a few bucks on there or whatever.
Yeah.
But that just also makes the cost of going out.
It does. Oh,
more.
yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And like I was saying, we just went to Jack's Sunday? I think it was Sunday.
Urban Eats?
Yes.
Yep.
And
now they are at least bringing it to the table.
We got it to go.
Oh, okay.
We got it to go. And Venus was like, I'll buy dinner. And, we gave the order and tap to pay. And she binks like the 15%. And I'll be...
Damn, girl.
I'm like... I hit the top. I like the food. I like the atmosphere. And there's no reason. They probably didn't earn the 15, 20, whatever, 30%. But generally, I'm hitting that button. And I'm like looking over her shoulder. She hits a 15. She signs the thing. And I went...
$0 for her. Well, what about if you went to just a restaurant, right?
Okay.
Olive Garden.
Okay.
And you ordered to-go food.
I would tip. It doesn't make... Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Because there's a dishwasher.
That's hilarious. But I mean, this is what I'm saying, though. This is a really interesting conversation because I would probably tip too, but they're not doing anything for you, really.
I would say...
You're buying a product.
We're on the same place. There is the advent of takeaway. Takeaway.
Yeah.
And I've seen this conversation happen in multiple ways. It's like, why am I tipping?
Yeah.
Now, if I got Pizza Guys, if I go to Pizza Guys, no, that's not true. If I got Pizza Guys, I would tip, and they were delivering. I tip cash to the dude.
Okay.
Not to the pay part.
To the pay part.
Right. Now, if I tip when I go inside to
smooth tip.
Yeah, like a huge mushroom on my pizza tips. Where was it going? The
Pizza Guys.
The advent of takeaway stuff. Like, this conversation is a thing. Like, why are you prompting me for a tip?
Yeah.
When your Scipollini's,
or you go to Domino's and go pick the order up.
Or yeah.
What?
Claim Jumper takeaway, Scipollini's takeaway, any of these places where like I'm walking in your takeaway door.
Yeah.
It's in a bag that's stapled with my receipt on it, and I say, Jason, to pick up an order for 916 blah 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 blah, and they go, the pasta Alfredo and garlic bread and a flatbread meat lover. Yeah, okay.
Here you go.
And sign.
Yeah,
and it's like there's not a lot here. There's the overhead is not here. Yeah.
I mean, I would argue if you went, I mean, you and I wouldn't do this, but if you were somebody who maybe relied on going to Best Buy and you had questions and you go to one of the people that works there and you ask them questions and they give you some answers that help you out in making your decision, right?
Yes.
They're providing a service to you.
Yes.
But when you buy the thing and go up to the front thing to buy it, it doesn't ask you for a tip.
No.
But that guy probably deserves some kind of tip.
Right.
More than going to Chipotle or, anywhere else and just having, you know what I mean? So it's really an interesting thing. I think these point of sale systems is partly to blame because they can set them up to make sure they're
prompt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think part of it is they'll set them up to prompt you to almost like make you feel guilty,
Yes. Where were we? We were just somewhere. God damn it. We just went and bought something. Was it Froyo? I can't remember. And the gentleman who was I cannot remember where we were. He basically and it's gonna prompt you for a tip, but you don't have to. Like he prefaced. He prefaced it with the first prompt here is going to be for tips, but you don't have to. But I just wanted to let you know that that's what the pop up's going to be. And he flipped it around, and I don't know if I think Venus was paying again, but I don't know.
Man, I need to hang out with Venus.
I don't
more.
think she did anything because he had jammed her with. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, fucking fine. I'm not going to.
You just fucked yourself,
right.
buddy.
Right. It's the whole UI is out of our control.
Yeah.
Disregard the tipping part unless you want to.
Yeah. Well, owner, manager made that decision and nobody has any way to change it.
Or he's just playing it sly like, hey, by the way. And he's like,
you don't have to.
Like, I'm being so upfront and honest with it.
Maybe you will.
Maybe you will. And you appreciate the upfront honesty.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to go a couple few bucks in a situation like those, typically. But I understand that I don't have to.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I feel it is a huge, pay it forward compulsion for me.
Yeah.
I want to help to do, and it does not make, there is a huge detachment from the service I am getting and the tip that I am giving. 100%, it does not jive. If I were to go to the same place and sit down, generally, I'm probably tipping the same. There is a detachment there, but it is like I just want to make someone's day.
I mean, we kind of differ in that because I feel like the point of sale tip is more detached. So, and it's going into probably a general fund. It's not going to the person who's ringing me up. So I'll go a couple bucks, especially if it's like they didn't really do much for me. Here's a couple bucks. But if I'm sitting down, and service was good, yeah, you're getting the tip.
Yeah.
But if I'm at a quick service restaurant, that's what I was trying to say earlier, quick service restaurant, and it asked me what kind of tip, a couple of bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not getting 20% out of me because you didn't do anything for me besides just make my food and give it to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how I approach it.
And there are huge outliers too, where usually it's like a birthday or something, like a special event, like going out with Venus or something. What was we went to Hawks and then Jungle Bird a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And but it was like for birthdays, and it was like, man, it's like, no, I'm gonna make someone's day.
Right.
The service was not worth the tip, but it was like, man, like, I'm giving out gifts today.
Yeah.
I am super fortunate to be able to do that. I understand that. It doesn't make a lot of fiscal sense.
No.
And there are certainly times where I have gotten like no, there's nothing in here that like warranted this, and you lost me because this is dirty. You
never came back.
You're sitting in the back, you know, popping your bubble gum. Like,
my wife really wanted a refill of her water or whatever it was.
You forgot that we were even here.
Yeah.
You never once came out to say hi or welcome in. Can I help you? You know, some places are completely autonomous and don't warrant that, and that's it. But if you're literally just like fucking TikToking or Instagramming while I do the entire thing, and then I come up and you're like swinging around the register, like, no, man, I do need a modicum of effort to put out.
Sure.
And if you can fucking dazzle me and go above the top, I guarantee you're getting the custom or the highest one just because I have done well.
Yeah.
And you're going to get it. And I hope it makes your day. And if, you know, it's not going to happen every time.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll do it, as we were loosely talking before. Sometimes I do that to try and pull myself out of a bad day vibe. Like, I just need, this will make me feel good. Like, I hope this puts a smile, and maybe it won't. Maybe the person, like, it's going to all go into one pool, and the person's going to get a fraction of what I'm doing here with the intention that it's really actually all going to this person.
That $8 or $10 is now going to be like $1.
Right. Yeah. I am letting all that go because I am, in my mind, I'm saying you're going to get all 10. And this day was shit. And here you go, kind of thing. And then I just kind of, you know, hero doesn't look at the smoke and explosion behind him, kind of thing. Like, they're gonna love every moment of that. That $1.25.
As they get $1.25 for their $5 like, gallon.
Yeah, great. I can take this quarter and go get runts from the fucking coin machine.
I can buy a quarter of a tank of gas.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Fantastic.
Good
Way
job.
to go, fucking Obama.
Nice one, middle-aged dad.
Yeah. Wow. I see you're driving an RS, dickhead.
Saving the world, aren't you?
Yeah. Woo!
I mean, it makes me remember my second job was I got a job at the old spaghetti factory, making $3.35 an hour. That was the minimum wage then.
How crazy is that?
I know, dude. So we're talking 87, 6, somewhere right in there. And
man,
$3.35 an hour. And you know, back then you were like, I'm getting a big check. You know what I mean? It'd be like $40 or something, $50 or $60. And you'd be like, yeah, I got money. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you really relied on those tips. But also that was a full service restaurant, right?
Yeah.
I was a busser and you worked your ass off. If it was a Friday night, you tried to turn over tables and get them cleaned as quick as possible so they could seat more people and get more tips.
Yeah.
That was how it worked. Yeah. So your effort was rewarded from the server who got more money because you cleaned their tables and got sat more.
Yeah.
And so you made more.
Yes.
You know.
There's I totally identify with that like feedback loop. Yeah. There was at the country club, you know, did my time dishwashing, did my time as bussing, a table that was wiped down that was still wet when the people sat, but was cleaned, dried, everything was more presentable. The waiter wasn't going to have to come back and get another towel because everything was like, that started to translate too. Like I would do they used to have, it was like a dessert platter. The waiters would come back, servers, waiters, whatever, would come back and get like a dessert platter would have like a couple different types of like cake on it.
Yeah.
And it used to be, I can't remember where we got our cakes, but it was like the cakes that had like the wax paper in between, sold by the slice kind of thing.
Yeah.
They used to just have slices of cake on this acrylic platter. They would go around and
everyone would sneeze on that.
Yeah, there was one Friday. Yeah, sneeze on it. There was one Friday where I came in early because I loved to spend time with like the
cake,
the prep cooks. Yeah, the pies and the cakes, and like cook or pre-cook or pre-prep and like just work with the food. There was one Friday where I took it upon myself to do up the dessert platter, like with all kinds of like food art. And we sold more fucking cake and cheesecake.
After that?
Wow. And it was like, and
you're a marketing genius.
Right. It was like, it was much more presentable.
Yeah.
And that translated into more tips from the servers to me.
Yeah.
They got more tips because they sold more food.
Yeah.
Tips were bigger. The bills were bigger, and because I did that, it kicked down.
Because you were the marketing genius.
Right. I understand, like, generally, you want to see a progression of effort put out to earn the tip.
Yeah.
That's the way it should work.
Yeah.
I also believe entirely that the tip should go to your direct representative of the service that you got. And then you're not going to see the behind the scenes of the busser probably and the dishwasher. You would hope that the prep chef and the chef themselves are compensated in a salary. So they're not really shouldn't necessarily need to be getting a cut, but the service staff should directly be getting that. The whole pool concept hurts me because I know from personal experience that there are some can't lift just the bare minimum service staff.
Right.
And
I don't think that they do that in a service restaurant now. I don't think there's a pool. I think
I don't know how it works.
I believe it's still the same as far as like normal service restaurants, where I think it's more of the pool situation is like a fast serve sort of restaurant where they ask for the tip.
Well, I think like
it just goes into the point of sale system, and then at the end of the night or on their check or whatever, it gets dispersed out to whoever was working that night. That's my understanding of the POS system and the tip there. So really, you're giving a tip to the entire staff when you use that system. But if you're at a restaurant, those guys get the tips for that table. That is,
they?
Yeah, and then
even if they're using
swipe, yeah, because they have to like they have to like do all of their own money.
Oh, okay.
Right. So those checks and those tips are part of those checks, and those are part of what they did for the night. So they don't get put into a pool and then dispersed amongst all the other servers.
I have no idea how it works, but I trust you.
That is how it works. Yeah.
Well, I trust you. and I believe that's how it works.
I mean, I assume that's the way it is, but I'm pretty sure.
I haven't worked in food staff or food service, and
yeah. Oh, I haven't either. But
holy shit.
Yeah.
27, 28 years.
Yeah.
Did my share.
Yeah,
I
me
still
too.
speak passionate about it because I think it's. I think it was one of the last Cards Against Humanity things with Argonaut. We were talking about working in like food service jobs build character.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it had something to do with. I think we were talking about sweeping or mopping. Like when you're in idle time, pick up a mop, pick up a broom.
Yeah.
Fill your time. Like those types of. Those types of jobs where it's almost upon yourself to build a better environment or job site by filling your time with the things that actually improve the space. And that means, well, I washed all the dishes. And,
I'm done.
And I'm done.
I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, that's my, I looked on the paper and it says wash dishes. So I washed the dishes, I put away the dishes, and then I wait till the end of the night, and then I wash the floors. So I'll just wait until the end. It's like, no. That's not how, the job skills of that gray time in between the things that are on paper, I think, teach you how to be a better worker and teammate, like the in between.
I was a manager at a pizza restaurant, and I managed like essentially the hot side, so all the kitchen stuff.
Yeah,
and that included the dish room and whatever, right? And there were times where even as a manager, it'd be the busy Friday night, right? We were super busy on Friday and Saturday, but Friday was the big day. There were times where I would say, hey man, I don't want to do kitchen tonight. Like, I'll do dishes. And I would do dishes the entire night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they needed help in the kitchen, I would go, but I was the manager, but also I was the dish room guy that night. And I wasn't afraid to do the jobs of everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I did all the jobs of everybody. That's how I got where I was. But there were sometimes it was just like, I'm going to do dishes tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just always thought that was kind of fun. And that I even had the option.
And when I was at the Sizzler there at Brunswick.
Yeah.
When I moved from, yes, that one. It's not there anymore. Now it's something else. Or it's gone entirely. I went from dishwasher to busser to line cook. And at the end of the night, when I was done breaking down the things, there were multiple, I'd be like, you wash, I'll run put away.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's teamwork.
It's
teamwork
like,
makes the dream
I
work.
get it, man. I know. Like everything is wet.
Yes.
Your shoes are fucking wet.
Yes.
You're tired of standing right there. Your fucking skin is atrocious with grease and whatnot. It's all bad. Let's get everybody out of here as fast as possible. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I know.
I also worked at Sizzler. That was my first job as a
Really?
busser. Yeah, at the one by Sunrise Mall.
I ate my weight in cheese toast.
But the thing about that Sizzler was every single night, the floor drains would clog up.
Oh, no.
And so as a busser, remember their plates were super fucking heavy? They were like those wood with the metal insert things. They were really heavy. This is like back in the...
Maybe not.
86?
We had like
They were really heavy.
acrylic-y plastic.
Oh, yeah. No, they were the really heavy plates. And you would have the dish tub full of dishes, and you'd be carrying it. And then you would go cross the threshold from the front of the house to the back of the house. And then suddenly you were wading in dish room water that was literally like 2 to 3 inches thick. No joke, because the fucking floor drain would clog up some point in the night, and then you would wade through that disgusting fucking water, and by the end of the day, by the time you got home, your feet were white.
Oh no.
Because it was soaking through your shoes.
What Sizzler was that?
The one that used to be down there, you know where Toys R Us used to be?
Yes.
Directly across Greenback from Toys R Us.
Oh, that's bad news.
Yeah, I think it's a breakfast place or something now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of is there still a Sizzler up there at Forest Hill?
I believe so, yes.
That might be the only one I can actually picture as still being around.
Yeah, because the one on Douglas is gone.
Steak, seafood, salad, Sizzler.
That salad bar, though.
Dude, coming down, right?
I just want the salad bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just salad bar.
Yeah. Funny enough, Tony, back when we worked with each other at Charismac, at Christmas time, Weiler, the owner, we would close up and then take everybody to lunch, and we would go to as Tony called it, Chizzler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chizzler?
The Chizzler. Yeah. We still laugh about that, but you could get whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
At the Chizzler.
Like cheese toast and we still do, like in the house, we'll do like the do you remember the Malibu chicken sandwich?
Oh yeah.
Which is essentially the breakfast breaded chicken patty.
Yeah.
Mustard and mayo mix.
Uh-huh.
And a ham.
Yes.
And fucking Malibu chicken sandwich.
Yeah. I think that's what Tony would order was the Malibu chicken.
Yeah.
Every time.
Oh my god.
Every
dude.
time.
2 of those little fucking chicken patties. It's big ass
Give me the salad bar.
Chicken nuggets.
That's what I wanted.
Really?
Yeah, I always wanted the salad bar.
What are you going to the salad bar? Yeah. I'll just get the salad bar.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah.
It all comes with the froyo, so.
Yeah.
The ice creams.
So did you do anything good this weekend? It was a long weekend. Memorial Day and whatnot.
No, well, because I work Sunday, so there's no real 3-day weekend for me. That's kind of like
you get like a divided 3-day weekend. Because you got Friday and Saturday, and you work Sunday, and then you have off on Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Mostly just.
I saw you got new flowers out here.
Chilled. I put those in when Shiny passed.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember there was a scraggly looking fuck of a shrubbery.
Fuck those shrubberies.
I pulled it out and put those.
Shrubbery.
Yeah, shrubbery. I pulled those out. I got an early. Well, you can't. Maybe you can. Your eyes adjust. I got an early Father's Day gift because it was a Memorial Day sale. It's the griddle.
Oh.
28-inch Blackstone griddle.
I wish I could say I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah. It didn't, huh? Yeah. I can't remember. She was doing errands, and she's like, I need you to come get something out of the car.
Surprise.
Yeah. But I'm not.
Did you even bust it out yet?
No, because it's Father's Day. So
so you have to wait.
I don't know if she explicitly said that, but I'm like,
you're gonna do.
I'm gonna honor that. And I'm like,
that's fun.
I hope she. I was in the middle of doing stuff, and so I brought it in. I'm like, there was like a delay in because we both were looking at them at Lowe's at the time in which she was snapping fucking pictures, and we were talking about like 3 burners versus 2 burners and the distribution of heat.
Right.
Like when you get to the bigger, I think the next size up or so had 3 burners, but the real estate was so wide, it was like, but you may not get heat across the larger. I'm like, really, is this? And where would it fit on the back patio? That was the one that we had talked about, like perfect size. So she, I'm like, well, I can't really be excited about it because I don't want to do the thing.
Well, I would have think it would have been funny if she turned around and then when she turned back around, you were already cooking something on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But I'm like running. Like, okay, they've got like the little bun rollers that butter your buns that you can put on it. And I want to make like an insert, let it roll, because it's a smaller, so I'm going to probably put it on I have tons of ideas to like make it look like to make like almost like a small, hibachi table that it fits into.
Right.
So I could have it out on the.
You just use this table.
Cook.
Just build it right in.
Well, I got.
We can like cook shit while we're doing a show.
Yeah, it's like, you want egg?
Yeah.
Spin egg.
Yeah. You'll be making like onion volcanoes and shit.
Yeah. Little foo benihana. I'm excited. I look forward to cooking.
I just need the griddle top. That's all I need. That's all I want.
The griddle top.
Yeah.
And that
to put on my grill.
Spins me off. Like now I've got like a thing to like start
doing the thing.
Prepping like, what's my vision for entertaining and being, because I was going to talk about like, do you have like summer projects?
Oh, of course.
Like, what are you looking at? Like
I got all kinds of projects, man.
Like I
got more projects.
Fridays
than
off.
Carter's got pills.
His wife has dementia.
Not that Carter.
Oh, isn't that referencing the former president?
No, it's actually not.
Really?
Yeah, I learned this recently.
Oh, okay.
So that's how
more
I
than
because I always thought it had to do with Jimmy Carter,
right?
But it's referencing some old pharmacy guy who was named Jimmy that used to make pills.
Oh,
and like he made pills, and so
more Carter's got pills.
Or Carter, yeah, not Jimmy, Carter.
Yeah.
And so he was like known as the pill
guy.
Yeah, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was my understanding. I beyond that I didn't do a lot of research.
No. I would like to like, hey, that's people like Fridays, like a potluck.
Yeah.
Or like barbecue at Foo's on Fridays or Saturdays or something. Like stop by or don't. I'm cooking something else out back.
Yeah.
On Fridays.
Yeah.
Are you stopping by? Yeah. Bring some garlic bread, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Like it just seems like I'm always in this. There's a project that gets in the way. We've got stuff, and then as the kids, Piper is getting older and doing her own thing, and Xander is old enough that he's self-entertaining. It's like I'm looking at like, well, what do you want to do? Let's have some of our adult friends over, and we'll just shoot the shit because we don't have to parent.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm right there, man.
I'm like starting to look at like those activities, like, oh, well, all right, let's, hey, it's an open invitation. I'm barbecuing something.
Yeah.
Or not. And we're just going to sit out back. I mean, if it's
I'm going to light this thing and we'll just watch it.
Right. If it's not hot as sin, I'm going to be fucking out back.
It should be glowing red by the time you get here and we can just look at it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not hungry.
Stare at it and burn our retinas.
That's right.
Yeah, and,
we can warm our hands.
Get shit-faced drunk and burn our retinas.
Yeah.
On hot marshmallows or whatever.
Or anything.
Fucking, I don't know. But I'm starting to look at some of those things.
Yeah.
Like with a little bit of foresight. Like, okay, when we the kids' school pretty much ends next week. So it's like, all right, how am I spending summer? Like, what are the actual affordable projects that we've got like on deck? Man, the Halloween costume stuff. I want to fucking get on that this year.
Do it. Start early, man.
I know. I fucking
start now.
Like what else?
No, stop talking and get in.
Yeah. It's a lot of backyard stuff. Venus, the gnats, like her shiplap wall that they have when we were visiting Nat and Dave, like that's our TV wall. I think that's our first doable project. Like when we get back, like what's tackleable? That's your son closed all of his activity rings.
Thank God.
Way to be at the gym. Gym. I think we're like gonna like try and tackle that because that's like it's a small space. shiplap stuff is like affordable.
Yeah.
And we can kind of have that in and done without necessarily having to be like, oh, and we need a TV and we have to do all the rewiring. It's like, well, we could do the wall and set that up and maybe have that done, come into summer.
I'm still waiting to get my office done. I mean, I don't know.
You were painting, right?
Well, it's basically painted. We just it needs flooring.
Oh.
And it's like we have to do this part to get the office up and running so I can move into there to start the other projects, which is flooring in the rest of the house and carpet in the bedrooms, the other two bedrooms. So it's like, I feel like it's just one of those projects where we're just going to have to deal with a bunch of chaos for a while, and that doesn't sound appealing. So I think we're sort of dragging our feet.
Yeah.
So
do you trying to shoot any time gaps in between, like Melly being back home, or do you think you can help use her?
It needs to be done sooner than later.
Really?
Yes. It needs to be done sooner than later.
But do you think it'll get done?
I hope so. I'm going to start pushing for it. We just need to get it done.
It's flooring? Or are you doing like hardwood?
Yeah, no, in there it's just carpet. We're going to put carpet in that room. I think all the bedrooms are getting carpet, and then the rest of the house is going to get some laminate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do it room to room? You're going to do like all one shebang?
The laminate will be...
Oh, the carpet.
Oh, the carpet will be that back room first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because it's all my work stuff, right?
Right.
It's going to get moved in there so I can get that settled. And then probably the other two bedrooms and then the laminate. It could be the other way around. I don't know. But it's just a matter, like that whole putting laminate in the family room and stuff, you just got to move all the stuff out.
Yeah.
All the baseboards have to come off to do it right.
Yeah.
Are
you going to lay your own carpet?
No.
But the laminate you will.
I'll do the laminate. The carpet that's too difficult. I don't have an iron. I don't know how to do that. You got to
spread her on your knees.
I learned that you have to if you're going to cut the carpet, because if you're going to cut the carpet to fill in a space, it has to lay the right way. I'm not fucking with that shit.
Yeah, man,
I'll pay somebody to do that.
I just eat the carpet.
I will buy the carpet in the pad and somebody can install it.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing it.
Yeah. Like Lowe's.
No. Well, what we're going to do, I think, is because we don't have to buy a lot of carpet, we found Flooring Liquidators is over there by Total Wine and stuff. It's kind of new.
Yeah.
And they have remnants carpeting.
Oh.
Which you can buy a roll of X by X that will fill up those small rooms. Yeah. And we actually found basically 3 pieces of carpet that would do all of our rooms, and we didn't buy them. He said he would have made us a good deal on the 3 remnants, and it was more than enough to do the 3 rooms. So we're going to buy the carpet and pad probably from them, and then just have to pay an installer probably room by room to come out and do it. So it's just one of those things we just haven't.
Well, that seems like a good deal, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking a room full of carpet for, I think the remnants he was going to charge us for 3 rolls was $3 or $350 or something.
Oh,
it was cheap.
Yeah,
well, but I can't.
Way to go.
That's a specialized kind of thing, carpet laying.
No, I don't fuck with that.
No, but the laying laminate's not. I've watched a lot of installation videos, and there's some pretty clever tricks in doing that, and so it's not really that difficult. It's just time consuming. So it's just a matter of pulling up the carpet.
Yeah.
Getting it cleaned up, getting all the baseboard out, putting your whatever layers you need to put down, plastic or whatever the flooring requires, and then doing it. And then once you start going, it actually goes down pretty quick. Then you got to put all the baseboards back on, touch up any paint, blah, blah, blah.
New baseboards for you? Or are you going to try and reuse?
I'll try and reuse them if I can. Yeah. Yeah. I think I've had most of them off at one point already.
Oh, Jim closed all his activity rings.
Wow.
Good job.
Look at me.
Sitting there closing rings, talking about laying carpet.
Yeah.
Activity closed.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Because we're at time. So I found something. So evening walks with Jax.
Yeah.
He's new to the concept. Right.
Yeah.
It's a recent with shiny kind of thing. So 2 months or so baked in. But he knows we try and do it dead nuts at like 9.
Right.
And so he'll like go and sit at his leash.
Because he's checking out his Apple Watch and he knows.
He's like, it's time. It's time. It's been X amount.
Does he ever get early? You're like,
last night,
bro, it's only 8.
Yeah, it's most of the time he's close. I'd say he's like usually within about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Last night, I'm like, I can't remember. I finished dinner and I was done with dinner in the kitchen early. So I'm in shooting aliens in the face, probably like 8:15 or so. And I got like a encounter in playing Destiny. About 8:45, he comes into the office and like head on my like under my forearm, like, hey man, and then like he picked this up late from Shiny, like he'll like start pawing at me, like, hey, is it hey, and I'm laughing. I got a headset on and I'm laughing, and I'm like, oh buddy, what the fuck is it? And I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, you're early. You're 15 minutes early. I'm almost done. You're early. And then he like wanders off, curls down, and like apprehensive. So 9 o'clock. Piper she had spent the holiday weekend at Cal Poly visiting Nick with Emily. So she had just gotten home within an hour or so. Venus was busy doing extra work for her dad. I'm like, well, I'm going. I'm going. I just went out. He, like I said, he's still new to the concept, and he tends to like pull. He's ready to go. He's just ready.
He's like a racehorse in the starting gate.
He is not a chill at my side with a loose leash. Yeah. He is pulling. And he doesn't aggressively pull, like, but he's tugging.
There's no
slack in the line.
Sure.
And he behaves. It's fine. But the last couple times where I'd been on a walk it was just me, I'll go a little bit long and I'll go out here to Country Club or whatever it is instead of just cutting through the houses. Like it's a 10-minute loop in the houses. Mm-hmm. Well, the last couple times, though, I would go all the way. I'm like, I'm here. I don't mind going a little distance. It warms me up for the gym. So, plus, if I'm along the main street, there's no lawns for him to shit on, so then I don't have to carry shit with me. I'm like, haha, who's gaming who, fucker?
Hold it in, buddy.
Yeah. But last night, we get to the last option to pull in through the houses, and I'm like, we'll go the long way. So we get to the street, and we get around the corner because he's excited because I guess we're going the long way, so it's just more space. And he has like a brisk walk about him. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what you got in the tank. Oh. I had my good shoes on, so I kind of I'm like race walking.
Yeah.
Well,
but he's still tugging.
But he's still chugging, and I went, oh, okay. And he's not looking back. He's not apprehensive about it. I'm like, all right. So I get into a jog, and he's okay. He picks up pace too.
You need a skateboard.
Yeah. And I went, okay, let's see. Let's really see. I
got a new running buddy.
Yes. I put into a good clip.
Nice.
Like run. Like I got the good shoes. I'm fully like let's go. And he was hooking. And I went, okay, he just wants to run. Yeah. He is a running dog. He is one of those. And I went, fantastic.
And he was probably sore as shit after that.
Yeah, yes.
Damn.
He's like, I'm like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, running dog.
Yeah.
He is a runner.
Nice.
And he was happy as a, I gave him a little, when we got to the cul-de-sac, like little tug, like, okay, we got to slow up. Slowed right up. It like he was
Like he had done it a million times.
Yeah, a million times. Like it was like, oh, okay, now we stop. And then we came in the cul-de-sac. He didn't get the shit anywhere, so I didn't have to hold it because that would have been awkward, like trying to run with shit bag.
Well, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Today, got on Pleasant Grove, right behind the house.
Yeah.
Max takes a shit.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, there's oncoming traffic, so I always try to get behind him so people can't see shit coming out of his ass.
Right.
Because as they're buzzing by,
uh-huh.
Pick up the shit. I look up. Oh, there's my backyard.
Oh.
Someone else is walking towards us on the Pleasant Grove.
Oh, boy. I bet this
I tie it off. I go, fuck. I'm not waiting for them to pass. The traffic had let up. This is something I'm conscious of. I've done this many times.
Yeah.
Throw the shit over the wall into my backyard so I can pick it up later. So now I don't have to carry it on the rest of the shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Girl comes by and I'm like, yeah, I know that looked weird. I said, that's my house. I live there.
Yeah.
I felt so awkward. And I'm very conscious of it because traffic is coming towards me also. And I will often wait until there's a break in traffic to do it. So someone doesn't go, oh, look at that fucking asshole throwing a bag of shit.
Did you just see that, honey?
Right over the wall.
He just chucked that dog shit into that. Oh. There, dog shit. There's an older gentleman, like retired in high 70s, and he's a very old mixed breed. She is an old lady dog. He walks her multiple times a day, like the ring goes off. There was a break about 2 weeks or so ago, where he wasn't walking the dog. It was like his wife. And she had passed. He started showing up on her walks, but he was in a cast doing the scooter thing, like where the leg is at a 90 on a scooter. And it was a late afternoon. They're walking past, and they're very cordial about like not being on the sidewalk. Like they don't want to encroach. They'll walk in the street so that there's not an issue with the dog, and they don't know. So it's like good dog walking pet owners. I was out here moving the trash can, and they went out into the street, and the dog pooped in the street, like right behind the car. But it was in the street, and she's picking up the poop, and I'm right here at the garbage can, and I go, "Do you want to just put it in the can? You could." Put it in a can. Yeah. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. And I just fucking grabbed the trash can and she just
ate it.
Yeah, just ate it. I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. I just moved the trash can like down. I'm like, I'm honestly
Scooby snacks.
Please don't eat it. Please, ma'am, just throw it away. Like you've got shit all over your face now. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, I 100%. Like we just started walking our dogs. I know exactly. No one wants to be walking around with shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, thank you so much. And she put it in the trash can, and I wheeled the trash can up. She's like, oh, she's so old. I'm like, don't worry about it. Anytime. Saturday or Sunday, Venus came home from somewhere, and they were walking past, and the mom, wife, had a bag of shit. And Venus did the same thing. She's like, do you want to, anytime you're walking past, please go ahead and use our trash can. Like,
I'm going to use it right now.
I'm just going to straight dump in it just to test your resolve. I dare
Are you sure you want to offer that?
Yeah. I got a Ring camera. I'm going to start posting that shit. Like, random dude shitting in my trash can.
But really, you offered.
Yeah. Actually, I told him it was okay. But anyway, check out this dude shitting in my trash can. Anyway, so it was nice,
I can't let this go. Quick story before we go.
Go, yeah.
Out in front of my house, on my driveway, dude on a bike with his dog, running his dog.
Yeah.
Dog decides in the middle of the street, he is in mid-fucking stride. I got a shit right now.
Oh.
And skids to a stop. Dude almost wrecks his bike 100%. Dog shits in the middle of the street.
Okay.
And the dude almost wrecked his bike. It was fucking hilarious. And then he had to pick.
You caught it on camera, or you were watching?
I was standing on my driveway watching, and it was just like, wow, I can't believe I just saw that.
This just happened.
I
didn't even have any popcorn.
I mean, they were flying too. He was running his dog, and the dog just went, I gotta go, man.
Right here. Is this a manhole?
I know you want me to run, but I'm gonna have the runs.
It's now.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like literally just like, oh, and then the guy was like, oh shit. Like, cause he was going down because the dog is stopping.
Yeah.
Just dead stop. And then, hunched over and shitting right in the middle of the street. Yeah. Oh, fucking slayed me. Anyway, on that note, pick up your shit.
Pick up your shit. Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Return the cart.
Check your oil, Tony.
Get your shots.
Return the cart.
Register to vote.
Make the call.
Register to vote.
Do the kindness.
And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.